Hello, everyone. I hope, again, I always do these things last minute. Sometimes I decide I'm going to do them. Sometimes I decide I'm not going to do them, and so forth and so on. But I'm here, What can I tell you? So we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today. First of all, if you noticed, last week was GenCon week. That we kind of covered a lot of things that we are anticipating, and I'm pretty excited about for GenCon. That will continue for a couple days this week. We're going to be talking about some great companies, Stonemeyer Games. I want to talk about their booth and what they've got going on. I've got it all written down. I've made 9 videos this week, which I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about my obsession with Stonemeyer Games. On Wednesday, we're going to continue with Shadows of Brimstone. We're going to be talking about Flying Frog Productions and what you're going to want to see at their booth. We also are going to be talking about the Chip Theory booth, which is always glorious. I got a game in from these people from War Games. We're going to be talking about a game, and this was hard for me. It's called Proliferation. It's a game about nuclear war. When somebody sends you something, you want to do them a service and be fair. Because even if you don't like it, okay, you want to show it to other people, because your opinion really doesn't mean shit. I mean, plain and simple, okay? And forgive my language. It really doesn't. It shouldn't. Your opinion, you can give some thoughts and stuff like that, but when you're like, oh, well, this game sucks, or something like that. Not that this game sucks. It's just, I don't know how much this type of game was for me. I wish there was a solo variant for it, and I started teetering around, and I found something that I kind of went, oh, well, maybe. But you'll see for yourself, and you make a decision. Okay? So there you go. I think I was very honest and very fair, and I have to be, because I have to sleep at night. I'm not somebody. And it made me think about what I do here, and do I want to keep doing this, to be honest with you. By half the scumbags out there that get away with murder, okay? They could say and do whatever they want, and behind closed doors, they really think you guys are nothing but a bunch of marks. And, I got to sit here and I got to go, okay, I'm not going to stir the pot. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, because I hear so much, okay? Why they try to do things and things like that. And it comes down to one thing, I think, when I really think about it. And I don't want to make this all day, but I want to talk about more important things and more positive things. Is that, something, a lot of these people that do this have never done anything competitive in their life. They've never played sports. They've never interacted with a lot of people, and they don't know how to handle any kind of success. I mean, massive success. No, that's wrong. Any kind of success. And when they get it, they abuse it, because they don't know any better. Even there's one guy out there who has had massive success in another business, and yet, became so cocky and stupid that, from what I've heard, it's just ridiculous. And once you get people behind you, you don't care what anybody thinks. You'll run over anybody that you can, and it's ridiculous, and it's exhausting. And it makes me, where I try to do things very honestly. Listen, I'm not professional. I'm old. I'm not relevant, but it does get frustrating when you see people that are just filth. Get so much success, and people just close their eyes to it. That they're really not good people. I guess that's life. It's like anything. It's like that star quarterback in high school. in front of the teachers, he's the darling, okay, of the school. But you know, when he's out of school, he's a bully and picks on, all some of the kids that maybe play Dungeons and Dragons and thinks too much of himself, can drive around and get stopped and pulled over for drinking, and the cop will turn his head because he's got to play Saturday's game. It's that type of thing, where it's really hard to find somebody that's really good and throughout. Like the Rodneys, good people. They're few and far between. This week, this Friday, make sure you check out Board Game Geek. Candace and I get together and give our top picks of GenCon, and we talk for a good 2 hours. And just two good friends getting back together. I haven't talked to Candace in a while, and I love Candace dearly. I got to send her a picture of myself, which I don't know why she would want one. But I will be on the Board Game Geek podcast this week, so look for that. I hope you enjoy it. This is going to be my last vlog, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, next week we are going to do one last auction. Now that the strike has been averted from UPS, we're going to do one last auction. I've got to tell you about a bunch of videos that are coming out that you will see. I'm going to move some things around. I'm going to try to make everything as good as I can. And I want to talk to you about going forward. I really realize a few things, and I'm going to kind of simplify stuff because I really try to do some live plays, which I really like. Once we get done with the last auction, Sunday mornings are going to be a live play. I'm going to play something or maybe show off something, and do that live on Sunday mornings instead of sitting here talking to you guys. I could talk to you while I play a game, for crying out loud. It's been really hard during the weeks to try to fit this in. I work a full-time job, and when I tell you full-time, I get up at 1 o'clock in the morning because I'm in a lot of pain, and that plays a big part into what some of the decisions I've made, because I still suffer from long COVID, and I've been just having a lot of issues with a tumor that is on my spine and my lung. And hopefully some of the medications and stuff like I'm taking are going to take care of that. We'll find out third week of August when I go, and after that I'll be making some decisions, depending on where I'm at. I feel and look healthier, I'll be honest with you. I've been getting some treatments and stuff like that. I'm pretty mentally and physically tough, and I've been doing this, I don't know, 6-7 years, and I've been through a lot, and you go through a lot here. We've gone through moves, we've gone through changes, we've gone through different things. We've had people with us, we had people leave us, and we had people come back. We've had people come back and go, and I think when I think about it, it's been a long road. It really has. But one thing that you're going to see, and here's the videos that I made. We're going to be talking about, and this is just what I did this week. And I want you to think about this. I get up because I'm in so much pain. I'll go into work anywhere from 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll work all day, pretty much most of the day. Come here, work on some things, then help my family. We also have the farm here. We have things that we have to get. We're trying to get this place squared away. What a nightmare. We have a lot of water oaks that have been falling, which I should do more shorts, but I don't. I emptied out the storage unit finally. That was done on Friday. That we got that done early in the morning with a little help from my son. Then I get my shot and all that stuff and my treatment, and And, usually I'm sick all weekend. And I haven't, I say, hey, I want to do a live play, and I never have time to fit in those live plays. Or I say, hey, I'm going to cover this. Oh, I'm going to do this. And I never get to it. And I feel like I disappoint a lot of you, and I apologize for that. But it's just so much stuff getting in the way. At this point, I wrote Roger Daring finally because I have not felt well. And I said, Roger, I'm so sorry that we have not done that live play. And unfortunately, it's because, number one, timing. Number two, I haven't felt well. I'm trying to keep going with my main job. I've got to pay for all this. I've got to pay, because, I don't make money from this. I'm not out there asking you guys or asking companies for money. All right. And that's a whole different issue. And I've beaten that horse until it's silly. But I honestly have this passion that, there's been a lot of times I just don't want to do this anymore. I really don't. And then I think of a lot of you out there, people like Bojan, Matthew, Alexis, Starman. First of all, that is like the coolest name. Please tell me that's from the Nintendo wrestling game, or is it from the movie? If it's from the Nintendo wrestling game, you are my hero. Because I should have took Starman, because I always played Starman in that game. You can see where I get off. Gregory, Play Till It Hurts, who's been very loyal around here. Monster has been very loyal. A lot of you have been here, and I have an obligation to you guys, I feel. And that's what drives me. My wife asked me, how do you get up in so much pain? Because she hears me at night. Ooh, ah, ooh. And she goes, how do you keep going? And she uses, a little foul language, and she goes, you're a blankety blank warrior. I always have been. Play through the pain. Get up. Keep going. You have family. You have people that you care about and love and mean the world to you. And my extended family's here. I know it sounds like a sell job, but it's true. When I turn this on and I see some of you in there could be 5 of you. There can be 50 of you. And it's been that way. 5 to 50, sometimes 100 of you in here watching. And I take it very personally. I really do. You guys mean something to me, and it's very heartfelt when I tell you this. I'm not giving you a sell job because I'm not asking you for money. I'm not sitting here, hey, go to my Patreon, go to this. I'm here because I want to do something to bring you a service and do something. So what did I do this week? So just so you know what's coming, like I said, I talked about this very unique game that these people sent me. Okay, and this is one that I walked a tightrope on. And I don't mean a tightrope. I like this. There's just something about it that I just want a little bit. There's something I just go, oh, there's just something here. And yet I kept messing with it because there's something there, So I want to make sure that you guys know that. So I did the video for that. I finally, because we emptied out the storage unit, I did a video where I walk through and show you the studio as it is. And I didn't even show you everything that's out in the lanai because I've got a whole bunch of totes out there that I got to go through and games out there that I've got to go through. And that's only one storage unit. So I built, and I think it's kind of cool when I really think about it. And you're going to see that I have built a stadium effect of games in here. I'm just surrounded. So you'll see what we're working on and what we're doing. Then I did a video for Miniature Market. The new website is kind of confusing to people, and it's hard to find new games. Well, I did a little walkthrough, and I showed you a little some cheats, and I wanted to get that out on Tuesday because I want to make sure that before GenCon goes and all these games hit, because they're all going to hit this week, a majority of them go live this week. I want to make sure that you can see where you can pre-order or you can You can see if they're going to come out or if they're delayed or not. Because usually if they're in that pre-order area, that means they're going to be out in the next 5 to 7 days somewhere. Okay, and you could pre-order and be confident that you'll probably get it in about 2 weeks. And then new games that come out, sometimes some stuff slips through your fingers. Well, I show you how to find that on the site. All right, the new site, people either love it or don't. Okay, no problem. Okay. So we did a video on that. Okay. We did a video on Stonemeyer Games and Jamie Stegmaier and what that company means to me. I did a video on Wednesday for Shadows of Brimstone, Flying Frog Productions. If you're going to GenCon, what you're going to want to be looking for. I did a Chip Theory booth game about their booth and their wonderful games and stuff like that. And we talked. Actually, I show off the new game that I had gotten in Unbreakable. So I talk about that and, why you want to check them out. The Heroscape. Heroscape is being pulled out by Renegade Game Studios. God, I did a lot of videos this week. War Master Revolution. We are going to be covering that in detail. We are going back to War Master. I'm going to be painting. I found a whole bunch of War Master. We're going to be painting it, and I found a site with some rules. It's called War Master Revolution. Look for it. You can download the rules, and guess what? You can play War Master too. We are going to be heading into some 3D printing in September. We're going to be talking a little bit about that next week. What we have planned and what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to be showing you some things. Okay, I'm going to read some of these comments in a minute. So those are just the videos I did this week. All right, I made those this week, and I've got more videos to make next week. Excuse me. So there's a lot to cover. A lot to cover. So, you got to take there, you got to film it, you got to edit it, and get it all ready, schedule it. And I try to schedule everything out. You got to move things around and stuff like that. Helen, thank God, is back and she's kind of doing covers, but, she does it at her own pace. So I don't know if there's going to be one or not. I also got to get the auction ready. Everybody pretty much should have gotten their stuff from the prior auction. So we're going to do one more auction next Sunday. And there you go. All right, so let's run through some of this stuff because I don't like missing comments. Shannon says, good morning, Rob. Well, good morning, Shannon. Lord Yavi, another all-timer that's been here. Good morning, Rob. Play Till It Hurts. Rob, you're a champion. Well, thank you. Bo Paints Minis. Last vlog? Yep. Von Deacon. Morning, Rob. Good morning. Starman. All right, here's our answer. We had this conversation before. I thought we did. The nickname given to me after writing some software. That's what it was. I couldn't remember. Software for them to plot star charts currently positioned versus sidereal time in the early 1990s. That's right. That's right. I'm sorry. My memory isn't the best. It's good, and then it goes bad, too. My wife was testing me on something. She goes, we talked about this. I go, no, we didn't. I seem to be... Yeah, I think it's the medication I'm on, too. Retro Arcade Fan. Still waiting for the next League of Dungeoneers Kickstarter as I missed out on the first one. Michael wrote me and said that he has decided to push that off till September until he's sure that everybody's gotten the first wave through. And I think that's very admirable. You could sit there and you could put it up. I've seen a lot of companies put up Kickstarters and they haven't even fulfilled the first one. Trying to keep that money going in. Michael works a full-time job and then does this too. A guy that I really, really like. He's done a lot of great things. So I decided to, the false prophet that he sent me, the prototype, I'm going to wait a little bit. Him and I are going to coordinate. So about 2 weeks out, I'm going to go through the false prophet. We'll talk a lot about that. It'll take up a part of September, and that's where we're going to have our head at. I also talked to Roger. We are going to get together. I'm not giving a date, but we're finally going to get Dungeon Crusade out there, which is over there. I'm looking right at it. He's got a lot going on. I've got a lot going on. This is the busy time of the year. To some degree. What is Bella's problem, Gabby? Hold on, Bella. Every time, guys. It's every time. Oh, and I actually, when I film the games, I go underneath the table and you get to see where the girls are. Matthew, thank you. Rob, what's the word on GenCon? Are you going to be able to make it out for a couple of days? No, I don't think I'm ever going to do another GenCon. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't think I'm going to do any really big conventions. I might do Origins and continue to do the Dice Tower. But I finally decided, and I learned a lot of things at Dice Tower, and I really realized that these conventions are ridiculous nowadays. And I'll tell you why. Well, there's Mommy now, I think. You okay? She came in, she came out. She's outside doing some weeding. There's always something to do around here. The reason I'm not going to do it is there are so many channels. Every time we turn around and close our eyes, there's a new channel. Okay? And, I'm going to talk about something I am going to do live this week. You guys are going to get a kick out of it because it's very simple and I can do it. I just got to decide what day I'm going to do it. And we're going to talk more about that too. Not bad. 23 minutes and I'm moving pretty quickly. Good. Maybe we can keep this under an hour for the first time ever. Go ahead. I'm expecting odds on can I keep a vlog under an hour. These conventions have become a joke in a ways because it's not about playing games. There are so many channels. Every time you ring a bell, there's a new channel. And they all flood these poor people who are trying to sell and show off their games. Now, granted, they are there, but I think there's more people going around saying they're board game channels than there are actually people there to see new games and buy games and just play games and enjoy a convention. They're there to do business. And they are overwhelming people. It's to the point where I was talking to Pete at Cool Mini or Not. They are having a little event. They are inviting a certain amount of people, and they are handing out their review copies. And then if anybody comes up to them, sorry, we had our event the other night, but, and that's it. Because, a guy with 1,000, I have a channel. I'm a reviewer. What makes you a reviewer? I've said this a million times, but I'm going to say it one last time. What makes you a reviewer? What makes it? I've got 20,000 people that follow me supposedly. Okay, what makes me a reviewer? Nothing. I offer to do a service. Can I show you a game? Hopefully, my people, because it's not about me. It's not about my opinion. I have some followers that I really think will be interested in this game. Is there any way you can send me a copy so I can show it to them? I mean, don't get me wrong. I get the copy of the game, of course. Okay? And I'll pick out things and I'll write people for things that I'm interested in. I don't go to everybody and go, well, I'm Rob's Tabletop World and can you give me this, that, the other? No, that doesn't happen. And I've got friends in this business. Thank God I got friends in this business. GMT, Cool Mini or Not, which... chef kiss to you all. I've made a great relationship lately with Fireside Games, who I really like. Thunderwork Games. My God. I've been loving Role Player and stuff like that. And things like that. And a lot of stuff. I'm so excited for a lot of things that are coming to GenCon. the hustle, the bustle, and everything, it's work. And I'll be honest with you, for me, I'm too damn old. I've done it. I just don't. If I go to GenCon, it'll be one last time. I just don't know if I'll do it next year or the year after. It depends on my health and what we find out. Matthew, I will hit you with the Godzilla. Let me take a sip of something here. Here's to you guys. Nostrovia. Let me read some more comments here, and I will get you with that Godzilla. We'll do it towards the end. Sarman says, cool, never expected you to remember. I'm really good remembering people and stuff like that. The LOL was every time it sparks a different thing you hope it's related to. I know, I really do. Retro Arcade Fan. Smaller conventions are a lot of fun. I am also losing more interest in the larger ones. I went to Dice Tower, and there were people cutting in front of me and doing the whole, we're a board game channel thing and stuff like that. And I was sitting there with Stephanie, who's a good friend of mine. And I'm looking, I'm going, this guy cut right in front of me. And I was trying to talk to these people because I had some questions about this game because I'm curious. And you know what I got? It didn't happen once. It happened a whole bunch of times. And, of course, companies are going to be very accommodating and stuff like that. And I'm not somebody that's pushy and stuff like that. If you annoy me, I will not back up. I will go forward on you and pray to God you can survive it. But, for the most part, I'm a kind of a quiet, introverted type of person, except when I turn on this camera here. I don't go talking to when somebody new starts at my job, I usually don't talk to them for a couple of weeks, and they probably think I'm the biggest asshole on the planet. But it's because I try to figure somebody out. I don't like to get hurt. I don't think any of us do. We don't like to be not accepted and stuff like that. We all have insecurities and stuff like that. You have to be a man enough to see what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and what you fear and what you don't fear. Nobody's invulnerable to feelings and stuff like that. I always feel funny going up to a company and going, hey, I'm Rob from Rob's Tabletop World. Because you're always afraid of them going, who? Okay, so, and you don't want to bother them, because how many times in the back of their head, you think, oh, another one. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. I don't like to go, hey, do you know who I am? Like some people have done in the past to Miniature Market and other companies when they couldn't get their way or their games. Or walking around with a suitcase expecting people to hand me games. No, I've gone, checked things out, and I paid for it. I've never asked. There's been times people go, Rob, come here, I want to show you something. And I'll go, yeah? And they'll go, here you go. And I go, wow, thank you so much. I'll do right by you. I'll really cover this. And thank you so much. And I have. There's been some things I really, really love that people have handed to me. And I go, oh my God, this is like the coolest thing in the world. I'll never forget Oathsworn. I'm going to tell the story. See, I'm gonna run out of time. I'll never forget Oathsworn. They had saw me and they contacted me and they said, hey, can you come and check this out? I go, I don't know, I'll see what I can do. And I went by there and I took a look at this thing and I went, oh my God, what is this? They go, we really like your channel and we really wanted you to take a look at this. And hopefully you could talk about it. And I became such an advocate for it. And I put so much work into trying to help them and stuff like that, because I just loved what they did. And to this day, it sits right there, folks. I love that game. I love it. I do. And I love those guys. They're fantastic. And I will do anything for them. They've always been nice to me. And for them to recognize me and go, hey, please, we're trying to start up. Is there any way you can help us? I would do anything for anybody. I really do. I want people to win. I really do. I really do. I don't want to hurt somebody. I don't. And I'm not in this for the free games and stuff like that. And boy, does it help in the pocketbook. But, I can show you my thing. Yeah, there's some things that I get with a gift card from Miniature Market. But a lot of stuff I go out and paint. And you're going to, I pay for. I just got a whole bunch of stuff in for, I found some stuff for War Master. And then I went out and I bought a whole bunch of stuff for War Master. Why? I want to bring it to you. We got Epic coming. I'm going to buy that and I'm going to bring it to you. I go up to the Bearded Brown Coat, which is a local gaming store. I support them. I go buy a whole bunch of stuff. I put out a lot of money so we can kind of talk about things. So I can help you guys. It's about helping people. I've said it a million times, and it's beating a dead horse and playing the Beatles album backwards. Paul is dead. Paul is dead. Paul is dead. Eventually it gets old. But even at the Dice Tower, which I was getting at, people cutting in front of you, I can imagine what it's going to be like at GenCon, and I'm just going to get frustrated and disappointed, and I'm going to lose my taste for something I love, and I don't want to do that. So I'm being very selective. I'm waiting until my health's better, and we'll take it from there. And I had a free ride to go to GenCon. God bless you, Chris, from Everything Epic Games. He's always been so kind and so good to me. He said, "Come, you can come stay with me." You know what I mean? He goes, "I'll give you a pass. Just get up here." He goes, "I'll even pay for your plane flight." I go, I'm just not well enough to do it. I'm just not ready to do this. I need more time. And that's how I felt. Especially after the Dice Tower. And I had a good time. I had a long talk with Tom. It felt good to talk to Tom again. And I really like Tom. I admire Tom. He is board gaming. And people just don't realize it sometimes. It wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for him. Let's keep on going here. I'm excited for GenCon. Taking a red-eye flight Wednesday night to make it in just in time for exhibit hall opening on Thursday. Nice, Nick. Hope you have a good time. Bojan, might be that percentage for games that every publisher have to write off as giveaways for influencers is rising above 15%. And I think it's unfair because these guys are trying to recover from COVID. I feel bad taking things. I'll write certain people and say, "Hey, is there any way you can send me a review copy so I can, show these guys stuff before GenCon?" And I did that with Slugfest Games, Tales of, which I kind of saw that game and I was kind of interested in it, but after messing with it, I love that game. They sent that to me, and I opened it up and I went, "Oh my god!" Expeditions for it's down here. For Stonemeyer Games. It changed how I looked at Stonemeyer Games. The professionalism and all the things. I do a whole thing on that. You guys got to watch that. I hope it's not your last vlog ever. Yes, it is. I want to do other things, and I'll explain why. Okay. I did at the beginning of this video. I don't want to come on here every Sunday talking vlog. And just sitting here talk. I've been trying to promise to do some live plays, so we're going to take Sundays and make it live play day. After next week, we start an auction next week, which is our last auction of the year. All right, there we go. Hope I clear that. Play Till It Hurts. GMT has brought out a lot of good games recently. They've always had good games. As a matter of fact, I look here, there's a lot of good stuff that I'm looking, I'm going, yeah, got to do it. Adam says, are you playing Kingdom Death Monster and the new Gambler's Chest? I've got to get the Gambler's Chest. That was one of the things I was hoping to go to GenCon for. I'm not sure if they are going to be there, but I definitely want that Gambler's Chest, that's for sure. So I'll get my hands on it at some point. We'll see where. It'll be ridiculous to pay for, but I will. Deplorable Hex, agree. PTH, my wallet feels it too. Yeah, it does. Dale, the casual gamer. Bro, where you been? You got to get back and doing stuff. Good morning, Rob. I'm hoping to go to GenCon one more time, maybe in a few years. Been twice, had a lot of fun. For me, I never stop and play. That's my big problem. I always feel an obligation to tape as much as I can, do as much work as I can, and then the next thing you know, a day's gone. And then the next day you say, yeah, I'm going to stop, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, another day's gone. Because, if I go, I always feel guilty, and I try to bring it to the people that don't get to go. And I kind of started that trend and liked it. Hope you're doing all right, kid. We miss a lot of the card games that you've been playing. Which, by the way, I've got a couple that you guys are going to love. Stick with me. Game line 146. I prefer the cons like Dice Tower East. Other than seeing you at GenCon years ago, thank you, Game Line, it was a big disappointment. I just want to play games and say thanks to publishers that have games I love. Yeah, I try to do the same thing. Nick, this will be the second time ever that I'm going to GenCon. Last year I went. The last time I went was in 2021, when crowds were still really small. All right, if you had a good time, and also publishers were down too. Game Line says, keep up. Thank you for the donation. We'll give you a Godzilla. We'll see how you make out at the end here. What are we doing on time? 38 minutes. Not bad. I'm doing all right. Keep doing, because we still have to cover September. Keep doing you and the good work that your authentic self has done. Thank you so much. Adam, N.A. Okay. I thought you were done making videos. Good stuff. Well, we're going to get to that. Adam, hope Aeon Trespass Odyssey game is still going strong. Yes, I've been learning that and getting it down, and I've been painting that off the side, making videos that we are going to be showcasing mid-September. I'm going to talk about some things and what I got planned. I have a 5-hour SOV event at GenCon and also a Hero Quest event, Matthew says. Yes, make sure you check out my video on Flying Frog Productions and all the great stuff that they're going to be doing at GenCon. Yes. So at the end of this month, I go to the doctor. We're going to check out and see how I'm doing. Luca, how are you? Good to see you. We're going to see how I'm doing. I've been pushing really hard. And even though I have not felt well and I'm in constant pain, this week I made 9 videos. 9 videos. All right? And, War Master. Stuff about the new Heroscape. Proliferation. Chip Theory Games. Unbreakable. Flying Frog Productions, Stonemeyer Games. When I'm done with this, I've got to make a video about the new stuff from D100 Space Mapping Game. I got something from also from For Against Darkness from Andreas. He's got a new game that's coming out that we're going to be showcasing. A lot of stuff. War Master. We're going to show you painting on that, and then there's stuff that's going to be coming out that I'm really excited about, that we're hoping to be covering. So, if you really you play through the pain, folks. You keep going forward. You never go, like I'm doing right now, whining like a little girl on Sundays who just dropped her lollipop or ice cream. So. After that happens, and September starts, I'm going to make a decision on what I'm going to do going forward. I don't plan on stopping I don't think I could. But I may just try to go down to maybe one video a week. I mean, people don't watch all these videos. But it's funny, I always have something to say, so I make a ton of videos. Nobody watches all these videos. Nobody could. I mean, I've got almost 4,000 videos in an amount of time. We did the math. It worked out to 3.6 videos a day if you timed it out, which is insane. That's madness. It's madness. But, you know, knowing me, I'll keep doing this. But I just feel also that maybe I just need, maybe need to slow it down. You know, the growth isn't there. The people watching really isn't there. I'm basically not relevant, in the board gaming world, and that's okay. It's just, do I have to push as hard as I do? Maybe not. Now, come September, maybe I just go, oh, I got too much to say. I got to do this. Look at all these games I got here. Boy, I want to play that. I want to play this. I want to play that. I want to make a video about that. I want to make a video about that. I also, I've got my Conflict of Heroes series I want to be working on. There's a whole bunch of series I want to be working on and do. It's just, do I have the time? Do I have the strength to do it? I get fatigued at a point, and then I got to go sit down. I take a break, come back out here, start working on things, painting things, getting things ready. And then also, I'll be honest with you, you also gotta get your head straight because the next day is work. And then there you're 10 hours a day, trying to do your job and stuff like that. And then I'll come across something like this, this little bag. Okay, this bag, when I only had like 300 or 400 people, I saw this couple at Cool Stuff. I was going to Cool Stuff back then. And I would go down there, and I got out of my car, and they go, "Hey, you're that guy from the Dice Tower." I go, "Yeah, yeah." I was like shocked, my channel. We watch some of your channels sometimes. I go, "Well, thanks so much." They go, "We're going to the Dice Tower in a couple of weeks," because it was during the summer, and they go, "We drove all the way down here, and we're going to spend some time at Disney, and then the next week after that, we're going to the Dice Tower." I remember where it was. And it was this wonderful couple from Alabama. I wish I could remember their names. And I went to the Dice Tower, and they both came up to me, and she goes, "I made you this bag." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. It was so kind of," and it's cool because it's, superheroes. So it's one of those little dice bags or chit bags. And I've always kept it, and it always meant so much to me. It was the first thing I ever got. I only had a couple people watching the channel, but people thought enough of it to make that and give that to me. It meant a lot to me. And I always remember that couple. They were just such nice people. They were such good. Then I don't think they watched the channel. They moved on. Then everybody moves on. You can only, I keep on saying it. How can I miss you if you don't go away? And sometimes people go away for a while and then they come back. "Oh, hey Rob, we've been busy with life. Things change, or we watch something else. Things get old. It's like a Modern Family. The show was hot for the longest time, and then eventually it just kind of gets old, and then eventually it goes into syndication. You can watch all the old shows when you want to, if you want to, but eventually something gets canceled or stops. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And you have up and downs, peaks and valleys, this and that. It is what it is. So there you go. I think I summed that all up. And I'm at 45 minutes. If I can stay under an hour. If I can stay under an hour, that would be glorious. Let's see what else we got here. Lucas says, "I hope your doctor appointment goes well." Thank you so much. I hope so. Hope you feel better, Rob. You bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. Thank you, Deplorable. That's what keeps me. I go, we'll keep making videos. Nah, why back up? Rob, stop putting yourself down. I'm not. I'm just being realistic. Not real. I hate when people say, I'm being real. I'm being real, dude. Stop putting yourself, you mean a lot to us. Well, that's why I keep doing this. Because, some people I really mean a lot to, so it means a lot to me. I disagree with you saying you're irrelevant. Your voice is extremely relevant and rare. I count on your honesty and perspective. Well, thank you, Monster. That means a lot to me, and I think there's no other way. And in a world, in a business and world where people are very dishonest. Okay, and don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good people. Drama gets the front page. Okay, people being jerks or cutthroat get the front page and all the relevancy. For me to change and become that, or become clickbaity or hate bait as they call it, it just isn't worth it. Just be me and I'll be fine. I'm not trying to be a fame whore. I'm just trying to be me. That's it. That's all I could ever do. Rafi Nani. Hey, Rob. Hi from Brazil. Well, that's cool. Hope everything is going well there. I hope you're doing all right. And Brazil's beautiful. I've been there. God bless you. All right. Let's see. So, next week, vlog, and then from there, we're going to do playthroughs. You're going to see a lot of content. I got to go edit more. I got to film some more. I'm hoping to get done enough to take the beautiful queen out to lunch. I was telling her, I feel very blessed because I get to look across at her every single day and laugh and smile and spend the rest of my life with her. She is the queen for a reason. She really, if anybody pushes me or motivates me, it's her. And she just tells me, if you don't want to do this anymore, don't do it. I go, She goes, because I know you're going to keep doing it. People who are truth tellers generally do it because they know no other way of being. It is so you can lay your hands on your pillow at night and be at peace. That's a point deplorable. But also, something? If you lie, and I've said this a million times, and again, beating an old horse, if you lie, it's really hard to keep up with the lie, folks. Really, really, really hard to keep up with the lie. Be yourself. Okay? Tell the truth, good, bad, or indifferent. And you want to know something? You can never go wrong, because it's such hard work to keep up with a lie, because it's not true, and the truth wants to come out. And it takes more work to lie than it does just to take the heat for a little bit for telling the truth. You're going to say some things that people aren't going to like, but stand by it. Don't try to go, oh, no, what I meant. Come on. Your childlike joy and excitement over games you love is what keeps me watching. Well, thank you, Ron. That's very, very, very kind of you. I really appreciate that. I really do get excited when I get something I really, really like. Some guy called me a shill the other day for really liking Tales of the Red Dragon Inn, from the Red Dragon Inn. And I was just so blown away by the game. I really liked it. He goes, oh, you're being a shill because they sent it to you, this and the other. I go, well, yeah, you're a typical YouTube hater sitting there and bathing in, taco cheese. But, and wearing a shirt 2 sizes too small. Led Zeppelin shirt, probably. But, it's just, I thought about it and I go, and I got a little hair in my ass and I went, ugh, and then I thought to myself, what am I doing? Who cares? This guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. I do like this game and I'm going to stand by it. And it's my game of GenCon. I'm telling you, if you go get this. All right, and I like the other thing from Castle Panic, and Monster Pit. I really enjoyed games that I normally wouldn't pay attention to. I was really kind of like, wow, because usually I'm that guy that is all jacked up over, some giant Kickstarter, multi miniature dungeon crawl deathmatch kind of thing. And I'm kind of, I don't know, scales are tipping, folks. So true. Lies create long-term problems. I have enough battles without fighting reality itself. There you go, brother. Playthroughs with the Jarl and J-Gal. The good old days. Yeah, she's gone. She's gone. But I got my daughter-in-law now. That's what's most important. She was something. Janice was I think of Janice here and there. But, I'm so grateful for my daughter-in-law. She is just somebody special to me. And, yeah, I ended up on the positive side of that. So, there you go. Jay, finally caught you live. Starting from the beginning, you do not disappoint. I enjoy watching you. Your health matters, so whatever you do, I will watch. We will be here because you earned our respect. Well, thank you, Jay. That means a lot to me. What's wrong with bathing in taco cheese? Well, I'll tell you. It's kind of sick, bro. It's kind of sick. Well, the Mighty Queen, I think, is almost coming in. Which means she's going to be exhausted. It's better than bathing in beans. It depends what kind of beans. If they're the beans in water, they just kind of go off you, but the cheese kind of just hangs there, you know what I mean? And then if you sit in too long, it gets crusty, and then you got to kind of get a chisel and chip it off. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right. Oh, we owe a couple Godzillas, so let's do that. Starman. Thanks, Rob. Hope your strength and fight and energy levels continue to let you do what you enjoy. Enjoy your family time later. You got to have balance. And I talk about that when I do this room. It's gluttony. This is gluttony, and it's a little bit embarrassing. It really is. And then I have another storage unit, and there's so many people that don't, have one or two or maybe 5 or 10 games, and go, wow, I'm hoping I can buy one game this year, and I really feel ashamed of myself because of that. And I try to help people as much as I possibly can, and this is just gluttony, and it's embarrassing in a way, because I have so much, and there are people out there that have so little. And I feel in my heart that I've got to figure a way to do something to help people and give back, and that when I'm done with certain things, maybe that the people that don't have as much, give to them to make sure that they have, and they can enjoy some time, with their families and stuff like that, maybe playing something that they couldn't afford. But this is, a lot of it will be given to my grandson, and I think eventually at some point I'll hand the channel over to him when he gets old enough, and if that's what he wants, or maybe it's my granddaughter. Maybe this becomes, Emery's tabletop world. But if my grandson takes it, it becomes Rob's or Robbie's tabletop world. And maybe they just keep going with this. I don't know. There comes a time when I got a tip to happen and go on, Feels like we are sometimes your extended family. And that's the way I feel, Starman. I really do. For me, the cousin who shares my values, hobbies, and priorities, except football. Well, bro, you're a City supporter. Brah. Well, I did like the Expendables, everybody does, have a soft spot for some mercenaries. I can see it. I get it. They are a great team. They are a great team. I just don't like Pep. I respected him more with Mancini and stuff like that. Yeah, they bought everything, but Pep I never felt was a great coach. Because he's never had to build a team from nothing. He's always come into these teams that are just loaded with talent, and you could tell when he gets outplayed by coaches that are just better than he is. They could take a small team and outcoach him. But a lot of it is fear factor, to be honest with you. I see teams freeze up when they play them. That was the other thing I had to tell you guys. Okay, this week we are going to be debuting a game here on the channel. It's called Bino. You're going to get a kick out of it. It is a small little football/soccer game. And you're going to get a kick out of it. I got the deluxe edition coming in. We are going to do a little tournament. We're going to get the Tiger involved. We're going to have some fun with it. I've come up with some ideas for it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to play it normally. Okay, and then I'm going to play it solo. I'm going to show you how to play solo. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I love doing fun stuff, especially stuff that excites me. So this is going to be fun. So make sure you look for that. That's going to be a live event this week. As soon as I get it, we are going to go live with it. I promise you that. And I'm all ready for it. I've got so much coming in this week too. We've got Star 175, I think it is. Solar 175 coming in, which looks fantastic. We've got this very unique dungeon crawl game coming in. We've got Gutter Bowl, which we're going to be playing some Blood Bowl on the channel. I've got so much stuff coming together. Oh, here goes Starman. Now I shook the bee's nest. Thanks, Rob. Hold on. What's wrong with bathing? Cheese? No. Injury family. I'm support them since a young child. See, that's like me and Man United. I support them, and now that they're down and they're not good, everybody's like, "Oh, I don't watch the game." I watch every game still. I love United, whether they were winning or losing. You got to stick by your team. I'm a Seahawk fan, winning or losing. God knows I suffer as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. Dear God. Still am 60 years later. So through thick and thin, I respect you for that, and God bless you. You're having a great run. Enjoy it. Nothing lasts forever. Trust me. Jurgen Klopp, best coach of Liverpool. It's hard to disagree. Always tons of good board games in the pipeline. Played a hurt. Great. A lot to look forward to. Yeah. Oh my God. I've got so much stuff that I have planned. I don't know if I'll ever stop. Let's do our Godzillas, okay? Let's see if my boy Matthew gets one this week from the Big G. This is because you bathe in cheese. If you bathe in cheese, don't expect Godzilla to give you the music. That's nothing to celebrate. Game Line, my brother from another mother. Game Line does not bathe in taco cheese. See a little correlation here. See what's going on here. Thank you for the donations. I can't tell you guys how much those things mean to me. Or signing up as a member. Yes, I don't promise you anything that I can give you. You get nothing special, but by giving once a month through the little YouTube thing, because we don't do a patron, it really does help the channel a lot. And I want to thank those of you that do it. I don't ask you to do it. It helps with paints and sometimes support some of the things that we do. The auctions, like I say, go to charities, and that's how we raise money for charity. the money that I get from views. So even if you don't want to watch something, just click on it and let it play for a little bit. I do get paid. YouTube pays you by view, even though if it's a couple cents, it piles up after a while. And once a month, you get a couple $100. I'm able to help people with that. We give to charities. My daughter-in-law's charity. And I want to tell you something that I was very touched and moved about. Well, I went over an hour, so let's just go with it. Screw it, I'm here. Jamie Stigmeyer from Stonemeyer Games wrote me about a week ago. And he goes, Rob, I really like your channel. You're just one of the good people in this business. And for him to say that, with the biggest board game designer in the world, he really is. Wingspan, and Scythe, and all these things that he has. Expeditions, which is fantastic. Another game I want to play live. And Viticulture, all these games that he's done. And I really talk about it because I'm discovering more and more about his games. But he wrote me, and he said, "Hey Rob, once a year we do this fundraiser, and we want to do it in your name this year." And for me, I was moved to tears, and he wanted to know why I do what I do for cystic fibrosis. It's because of my beautiful daughter-in-law, who I love with all my heart. She's been with us for 3 years. Her life expectancy is to 40. And for me to outlive her would be a real travesty. She's given me 2 beautiful grandchildren when she was not supposed to have any children at all. She has done so much. She's here with us. This is one of the reasons I went and put myself out the way I did to get this farm, is because I don't want my son, if something should happen to her, to be alone or have his house over his head. So we bought this farm so we can have a homestead, so I can take care of my mother-in-law and my children and my grandchildren, and I can fight and work until I die. So they all have some kind of future. So she has a future. So if in case she gets really sick, she has a place. She doesn't have to worry. She doesn't have to fear. She's under my protection. And I wrote that. That's why I would like to nominate that as the fund this year. Okay, because these people they have to have lung transplants. Okay, and and sometimes they're successful. A lot of times they're not. It's not an exact science. And their expectancy is 40. Some live longer. And Matthew says it. A friend got a double lung transplant. Okay, and he's good. Is that an option? Yeah, I'm sure it'd be an option. But, dear God, you don't want to do that. The chances are too risky. May 71. I'm looking forward in the live play, though. Thanks for all the hard work. Yeah, Mace, I promise you. Live plays will be coming soon. We're getting all our ducks in a row. We finally got the storage unit done. You'll see that video this week, so I hope you get a kick out of that. Or maybe it'll be early next week. I don't know. I got to figure out where I'm going to put all these videos now that we made them. So we've got a lot of great things going on, and get ready this week. I'm definitely going to have a live play at some point during the week. It's so hard when you come home after 15 hours, 16 hours, and then have to try to turn on the camera and go live. And then I'm dealing with Florida weather too on top of it. We try to fight. We really do. We'll get there, folks. I promise you. All right. So, just a lot of positive stuff. So he came across and said that in November. So I hope you'll support that and support Stonemeyer Games. I can't thank him enough. I'm humbled by that beyond belief. So thank you, Jamie. I'll never forget you for that. And I hope one day to meet him in person and thank him personally. And there you go. So we got a lot on the agenda here. I've got more to do. We've got Epic 30K coming. We've got War Master, if you are a War Master fan. But as far as vlogs, we're going to put them away. We're going to replace them with something, as well as starting next week, we'll have our last auction, which I'm really going to part with some things I don't want to part with. Vampire Hunters, I have the entire Kickstarter. I don't want to lose that, but I think I just have to let it go. I have to let it go. ISS Vanguard, I think I'm going to let that go. I got a few other things here of considerable value that we will be letting go, and I think you'll really be happy. Those of you that have won stuff, I know that you have, go, holy cow, you really do pack a lot of stuff in those boxes, and it's well worth it. All right, 1 hour and 7 minutes. I said, oh hey, I can do this in under an hour. We've got a bunch of reviews coming up too, and also some more GenCon videos, getting you ready for GenCon. Make sure you check me out on Board Game Geek this week on Friday. I think it goes up Friday morning. Me and Candace talk about our top games of GenCon, and we just talk. And I love her so much. She is such a dear friend. She means the world to me, along with Liz Davison, my little sewing circle there. So there you go. There you have it. Guys, thank you for the donations. Thank you for watching. We'll see you during the week, hopefully. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob saying, we'll see you soon, everybody. Have a great week. I love you all dearly. Love you all dearly. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You're the reason I do this. No other reason. Destiny Aurora. Hold on. Liked playing it, but not tabled for years. I have that. Did you see it behind me? Oh, I have it. I haven't played it yet. I want to play it. I may have to. I don't know. Maybe I let that one go too. Love you all. Go easy, everybody. Have a great week. You guys mean the world to me. We'll see you soon. I do have Destiny Aurora. It's right over there. I see it. All right, I got to break that out now. And Shiver Me Timbers. I figured out people should go check that game out. Type in Shiver Me Timbers. The copy is unbelievable, and I figured out a one-player thing. I was supposed to do a video on that. I'm also looking here. Oh, God, I have that too. We'll never be... All right, we've got enough content, even if we don't buy another game ever. Love you all. Take it easy, everybody. It's behind you. Yeah. But there's an expansion I see over there. Yeah, right there. Renegades. But I have the expansion I'm looking at right over there. So I still have that. Zaya. That's another one I want to break out and do another live playthrough of. Ricky Royal enjoyed when I did that. My boy. All right. I'm leaving now. Goodbye.